Hey, you guys, welcome back to Yes Support Podcast. This one would not be a quick one either, but I just wanted to talk today about mistakes and overcoming them and not staying in a place of shame, not feeling like the world was going to end, really understanding that we all make them and there is a way to get past them. You can't go back in time and change your mistakes, no, but there are things that we can do to fix the mistakes. There are things that we can do to make sure the mistake never happens. And coming from a person who feels like they have made the same mistake over and over again, and I feel like sometimes you want your mistakes to be quiet. You want your mistakes to be the thing that you only know about. And sometimes it doesn't work like that. Sometimes the mistakes are so loud, or sometimes the people closest to you know these mistakes, then they will bring them up again. And they're not bringing it up to hurt you. They might be bringing it up to say, hey, you got to make a change. And it still doesn't feel good. It's still like, I know this. I don't need you to keep telling me this. But I know sometimes once you get in that place or you get to a point where you've made so many mistakes, you feel like there's nowhere out. You feel like, I haven't changed. What's the point? What's the point? I want to say that there is a point, but I also want to read you a couple of scriptures that have kind of helped me in the past couple of days. Because honestly, if we're being transparent, I have been dealing with this these past couple of days. Really, the past week, it's like I'm constantly trying, and it seems that I'm failing. I'm constantly acknowledging that I made a mistake, and then somebody else is acknowledging the mistake, and it's like I can't get away from this. What's the point? Like, I really had gotten to the point, it's like, what's the point of faith? What's the point of having faith? What's the point of trying? And I have had a couple of scriptures these past couple of days that have really helped me deal with some things, that has really helped me kind of figure out and walk out practically some things. And it has helped me just rest in knowing the peace in that things might be falling apart. Things might not look the way you want them to look, but the peace in knowing this and just able to rest in that. So I'm going to read you a couple of scriptures and we'll probably talk about it throughout, but I'll start with the first one I want to read. And it is Psalms 119, 143 through 144. Now I read from the Amplified Bible. So it says, trouble and anguish have found me. Yet your commandments are my delight and my joy. Your righteous testimonies are everlasting. Give me understanding, the ability to learn, and a teachable heart that I may live. That scripture was really good to me because it was the last part, the ability to learn and a teachable heart. I think sometimes when you've made so many mistakes and you're trying to fix them on your own, and also when you're hearing someone say, hey, you did that before, you back here again, it's hard to learn from that. It's hard. Your heart is kind of hardened. You kind of don't want to hear what that person has to say. But what I've realized is, Lord, that if I'm not at a place where I'm able to learn, if I don't have a teachable heart, then me constantly trying to make a change won't get me very far, because apparently there is something that I need to learn. There is something someone needs to teach me, because I can't get past this particular bump or hump in the road. I keep going back to the same thing. I keep making the same mistakes. So that scripture was really good for me. Again, it was Psalms 119, 143 through 144, because I want a teachable heart. I want the ability to be able to learn what it is that I need to know to get to the next stage in my life. The next scripture that I end up reading was Hebrews 12, 1 through 2. And this was kind of a scripture that gave insight on how to walk it out. It gave insight on who God is. That it can help me just kind of rest in the fact that, yes, you made a mistake. You're not the sum total of your mistakes. You're going to be okay. I have you. You are going to have to depend on me. You are going to have to obey me. But this is what I need you to do. So I'm going to read it. It is a long one. But it is Hebrews 12, 1 through 2, again in the Amplified version of the Bible. And it says, therefore, since we are surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses, who by faith have testified to the truth of God's absolute faithfulness, stripping off every unnecessary weight and the sin which so easily and cleverly entangles us. Let us run with endurance and active persistence the race that is set before us, looking away from all that will distract us and focus our eyes on Jesus, who is the author and perfecter of faith, the first incentive for our belief and the one who brings our faith to maturity, who for the joy of accomplishing the goal set before him endured the cross, disregarding the shame, and sat down at the right hand of the throne of God, revealing his deity, his authority, and the completion of his work. Again, that scripture was kind of long, but I'm going to pick out parts that stuck out to me. And one part that stuck out to me first was, who by faith have testified to the truth of God's absolute faithfulness. And that was when they were saying that we had witnesses before who have testified of that, meaning that God is faithful. I might have made the mistake, but I've made this mistake before, and he was there to help me. He has never left. He has helped me get to a new place. Although I don't feel like I haven't learned anything, and I'm probably in this same situation again to learn something that I probably should have learned umpteen times before. There is a change, I believe, and I think that's something that we all should acknowledge. But I think we should also remember that God is faithful. He is that. The next thing that stuck out to me was that we should run with endurance and active persistence the race that is set before us, looking away from all that will distract us and focusing our eyes on Jesus. One thing, we should focus on the race that is set before us. Your mistakes might be out there and people might know, but it does no good to look to the next person on the right or the left and say, oh, they're doing better than me. I should be doing great as well. I should be doing better as well. It does no good to compare. What you should do is focus on God. Focus on Jesus. Where am I going? How do I get from point A to point B? Run with endurance, actively pursuing whatever that purpose, actively pursuing Jesus, actively pursuing hearing what it is that he wants you to say, and turning away from all distractions. For me, that distraction looks like, or that thing looks like, me constantly reminding myself that I don't want to use the word failed, but that I have made a mistake, that I have messed up time and time again. It looks like not dwelling on that. It looks like dwelling on, okay, Shelby, you've done all you can do. Only person you can depend on right now is God. Put your active focus on that. Get in your word. Find that peace, that understanding that God is faithful. He hadn't turned away from you before. He hadn't failed you yet. Keep going, keep pushing. And in doing that, I have peace no matter what's going on around me. I have that inner peace. I can find that little small joy. I don't have to worry about what's next, because I'm never going to know what's next. I'm not in control. That is something I had to understand. But I'm not in control. So I'm never going to know what's next. I just need to fully put my trust, my faith in God. I need to fully depend on him. And lastly, the thing that stuck out to me was, it says that Jesus, who is the author and perfecter of faith, the first incentive for our belief, and the one who brings our faith to maturity, who for the joy of accomplishing the goal set before him endured the cross, disregarding shame, and sat down at the right hand of the throne of God, revealing his deity, his authority, and the completion of his work. It sticks to me because I know I've been on a faith talk for a minute, but it is true. Even in the past couple of weeks where I was dealing with everything and having faith, but believing that it's going to be one way, but it's not looking like I'm having faith for one thing, and then I get to know. And I'm like, what was that purpose? Like, what was the point in believing that it was going to be done and it's not? But then you keep having the faith. You keep having the faith and things keep going wrong. Things keep going wrong. And then even in the midst of all that, of everything still going wrong, one thing that you didn't even bank on, one thing that you weren't even praying for, or that you prayed for a long time ago and it didn't work out, so you figured that it wasn't supposed to happen, happens. And it is, oh, okay, I guess that was the purpose. Like, I was supposed to keep believing. I was supposed to keep coming to you. I was supposed to be in this place of complete dependency, like laying out before you, because God, there's nothing else that I can do for me to get to this point. No, still stuff is still going on that's out of my control that I can't fix. But this one thing went right. And I thank you for that. I'm grateful for that. Constantly looking towards him, constantly believing him has really brought my faith to maturity. It has really reminded me constantly that he is working on me and he will complete that work in me. He is the author and the perfecter, the finisher. I just have to stay focused. I have to stop reminding myself of my past. It does no good for anyone. You have to stop reminding yourself of your past. It does no good for anyone. You're not the first person to go through what you're going through. You won't be the last person. It does hurt. It is hard sometimes to overcome some things. Sometimes you just don't have nothing in you. I mean, I can be completely honest with you today. I woke up with nothing in me. I am doing this podcast with nothing in me today. But I knew that if I didn't do it, I also didn't change another pattern. I let my emotions tell me that I should just wallow in my depression, in my guilt, in my shame. And that wouldn't have been productive. I would have still been in the same place with no solution, no conclusion, just worrying, just sad. We have to get to a point where our focus is God. Whatever you say, whatever you want. That doesn't mean you won't make a mistake, even with your folk. I get it wrong. I sometimes be like, Lord, I thought I heard you say it. Maybe you didn't say it. Even if you did say it, I need to know why you said it, because that didn't turn out how I thought it was supposed to turn out. But focus on him. Focus on him. And the last scripture that I'm going to read, and this one really made everything practical. Now it is hard, but it made everything more practical. It made everything more, okay, that's what I will do from now on. That is what I would do. And the scripture is Acts 5:29. And it said, "Then Peter and the apostles replied, 'We must obey God rather than man. We have no other choice.'" And that's kind of where I am in life now. Like, I must obey God. I can't obey man. I can't even do what it is that I want to do these days. Like, I want to just not do this. I want to just I can't even obey me. I have to be in a place where I'm actively trying to hear from God. I'm actively obeying whatever it is he says do, because I have no other choice. I've tried it my way. I've tried it my parents' way. I tried it my friends' way. I tried it the world's way. And it doesn't work. It doesn't work, because I'm not doing it his way. I'm trying to get somewhere fast, and that's not how that's supposed to work. I'm trying to hear from him, but if I don't like what I'm hearing, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do something differently. This was a lot of scripture, but in all of this, And I will put the scriptures in the caption. In all of this, I really just want to say that we all make mistakes. We will never be perfect. Never. So I don't think the goal is to strive for perfection. You don't even need to strive that you never make mistakes. Even after you get to the point where you might not be making this mistake over and over again, there will be another mistake made. And that is okay, because we're human. It is okay. Hear from God. Listen to what he's telling you to do. Obey it and move. Do what is best for you, but do it with God. Do not look at social media. Do not look at the person next to you. It does no good to compare. It does no good to feel the shame, the guilt. Let it go. Let it go. Today is a new day. Tomorrow will be another new day. You wake up, you pray, and you say, God, be God in my life. Order my steps. If you need to tell me something, tell me, and Lord, I'm willing to do it. Give me the words to say. Give me the knowledge, the wisdom that I need. I wholeheartedly need you to be God in my life. I need you to be the leader of my life. So that was it, you guys. I know that was kind of long. But again, I'll put the scriptures in the captions. But remember, we are not perfect. We all make mistakes. And we will all continue to make mistakes. Just keep pushing. You guys have a great day.